It's that time of day, it's breakfast time. 4 global breakfasts from around the world. Can our normals find out where they are from?
I am so hungry.
I am so confident. I'm going for the win. Come on.
Number 1 is under the cloche.
Ooh, okay. Is it scrambled eggs?
Scrambled egg or tofu.
Here we go.
Cheers.
Oh. That is delicious.
Oh, I love that. Tomato, some sort of cheese.
Is it feta? It's salty. The richness of the tomato comes through really nicely, so it's very tomatoey. It's got the texture of scrambled egg, but I'm not sure whether it is.
Lovely little herb in there as well.
Can you identify the herb?
It's coriander, right? No, parsley.
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 Parsley is present, but the bigger flavours I imagine you're getting, oregano and basil.
Oh, it's basil.
And it is the trio, oregano, basil and parsley.
Okay.
This is Moorish.
Well, that's what I need you to work out. Is it Moorish or is it from somewhere else in the world? Remember, that's how the game works. You need to find which country is it from. If you get it spot on, you get 3 points. If you both get it wrong, then whoever is closest takes a point.
So what's in it?
You pretty much nailed it. It's fresh tomatoes, often grated and then cooked into beaten egg. So it is kind of scrambled egg. It's got olive oil, and then it's got salty cheese and those fresh herbs.
What is the cheese?
Cheese is feta, considered to be a very accessible breakfast for kind of rural farmers because you're using what is abundant. Anyone can put in a tomato plant and grow some tomatoes. A lot of people in these rural areas have chickens, so eggs are everywhere, as is olive oil.
The feta turns this dish into hyperdrive. It makes such a difference, and I don't know whether it's the salt elevating the other flavours or whether it's just the texture and the balance, but when you get a bit of the feta in with all the tomatoey egg, herby freshness, it takes it to a delicious level.
It's like you've got a beautiful base level of flavour, and then suddenly, that's the explosion on the top.
Now, it can be served as a side dish alongside olives and cut meats and the like, but actually just a classic breakfast, especially the summer months when tomatoes are abundant. The name of this dish comes from an Italian word, strapazzare, which means breaking egg and mixing it whilst cooking. So strapazzare is an Italian phrase, but this dish is named off of that word.
Right, give me the globe.
Okie dokie, you've both locked something in.
Yeah, the question is, has he done a dirty bluff? Like, if he's done a dirty bluff and this is Italy, I'm going to be gutted.
So angry.
Flip the boards in 3, 2, 1.
Slovenia.
Cyprus.
Interesting.
Ooh, okay.
Any, like, pinpointed strong logic?
Show you're working.
I've had a Turkish breakfast called menemen because I made a funny joke about that song, two menemen, and
So
that
old.
is a broken egg. It's got a bit of cheese and stuff like that in it, and I thought it's similar-ish to that.
I thought more along the lines of the Mediterranean cuisine and the surrounding countries like Croatia and Slovenia, which are next door to Italy. So tapping into that sort of Italian influence. The fact that you said it comes from the Italian word, not the Latin, made me think, okay, it's maybe newer than the Roman Empire had spread, but that could be such bad logic and colossally wrong. Colosseumly wrong.
That's why I love these videos. We have such great logic that gets instantly
Shot down,
Stamped
and
on.
doused in urine.
Neither of you are correct. But one of you is 106 miles closer than the other person.
Ooh.
This is strapazzada, and it is Greek.
Oh, well, that was the obvious next.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is close.
Oh, wait,
if
where
you're going
are we?
centroids.
And yes, the clues were there with feta and oregano as big flavours. Jamie, you are 695 miles away. Mike, 599. Mike,
Oh,
1 point.
Yes. Woo! Excellent.
Tasty though, right?
Very
Really tasty.
tasty. One of the best breakfast dishes we've had on this game show. And it does everything. It's not too fatty, it's fresh, but it's delicious, like the tomato and the feta.
And Jamie, as you said, I mean, Turkish menemen is a very similar concept. We've got a recipe for
But
that.
you
on
were wrong.
Sidekick. It is delicious. But with that deliciousness, we move on to round 2.
I've got to claw this back for 106 miles.
Start by lifting it.
Oh, that is,
Grey,
yeah.
but that smells.
Sesame.
Well done.
Not just the seeds, I'm smelling a lot of sesame that is more than the 107 seeds that are there.
Yeah.
Dig in.
Looks like it's got a lovely texture. Now, is this warm or cold?
I don't know, it looks like
It should
paint.
be warm.
It looks like paint, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the kind of colour you'd have on a trendy wall.
It's warm. Oh, it's a lot fruitier than I expected.
It's like porridge without the oats.
Yeah.
It's got that kind of consistency.
It's actually got that taste though. It tastes
Yeah.
oaty. You can definitely taste the sesame seed. It's got some sort of fruity freshness to it.
You're right though, it is slightly warm. This can be served at room temperature, cold, but typically slightly warmed for breakfast.
So first off, it's really nice. It's really tasty.
It's very unusual, I would
it's
say.
very familiar.
But I like it.
It's like a really, really smooth, thick porridge. Sweetened porridge is what it tastes.
Or is
like,
it
I'd
rice
say.
based?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Exactly that. Glutinous rice that's left to soak overnight. Then it is blended with black sesame seeds, brown sugar, and then it's heated until it thickens.
Oh, the brown sugar is what gives it just a little bit of a different sweet dimension.
But because it is mostly just liquid rice, it is quite nutritious, calorific. And then you've got the sesame seeds, which are known to be high in vitamin B, magnesium, calcium, iron, and therefore, in this country, is considered quite a healthy or healthful breakfast.
Right, Ebbers, we're going to need some clues. Hit us with some.
Dates back to the 17th century, through exchanges with trade merchants. It's called black sesame soup.
In English?
Yeah.
Or does it translate?
Or, wait,
Here we go.
I was taking a run up. Or chima fu. And as you'd expect from something full of sesame, very earthy, very nutty in flavour, but you will get some of the floral notes of the rice coming through as well because there's nothing else going on, although there is a sort of a solid base of sweetness. Said to improve digestion, kidney function, prevent gallstones, strengthen hair, all thanks to vitamin B, magnesium, calcium, iron, which black sesame seeds are rich in.
Ben looked disappointed with my guess.
I don't even bother looking at his reaction anymore because it's mostly disappointing. So
It was just like a, I thought you'd do better.
China. Well done.
Yeah.
What have we got? Should we have a peek? 3, 2, 1.
Vietnam.
China.
Anything to add to either of those conversations, logics?
It reminded me of the sort of area of Vietnam, Thailand, and the surrounding sort of islands.
I thought Vietnam was a really strong answer because of the pH. I thought that was the fact that you spelled it out to us was interesting. But the fact that that f is f,
Fu.
and this is foo, yeah. So I went for China as the obvious answer.
One of you is 1,526 miles away, and the other one is spot on. In this language, chima means black sesame, and fu means crushed. And the language is Chinese.
No! Yes!
This is from China.
In the last one,
Shut
where
up.
he had feta and olive oil, I was like, that can't be Greece.
I forget how to play this against Jamie, which is go to the first thing you think of.
No.
Forget about
No.
the clues, forget everything.
No.
Just go China. It's
The
really
first one
big.
where it was like feta and oregano, and I was like, it's too
Yeah,
obvious to
whatever.
be Greece, and then it turns out to be Greece.
Eat your food and let's move on to the next round. This is ridiculous. We've got to stop picking massive, easy countries.
Well, no, you have to start picking
No.
massive easy
France! It's so annoying.
We've travelled from Greece to China. This is also popular in neighbouring Vietnam, but really it is a big hit in China, and it's where it's from. Should we move on to round 3? Jamie takes the lead, 3 points to 1.
Ebbers, you can chima fu anytime you like.
Number 3, lift away.
Ooh!
Okay.
It's got an incredible smell, Ebbers.
Oh, wow.
Is it rose?
There is some rose involved in this.
There is a syrup.
Yeah. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
What are you getting?
Pistachio.
I'll give you a clue now, it's not rice.
What is it then?
Spaghetti that's been cut up really small.
This is vermicelli noodles
Ah.
that have been cut up, but before that they've been cooked in sweetened water, and then after that they tend to be kind of pan-fried a bit to dry them out, not crisp them up, but give them a bit of an extra texture and dry them out so they're not soggy. And then you can add all sorts of different spices such as cardamom, saffron, pistachio, rosewater, honey. Can be served hot or cold, but often with a savoury omelette.
What's been done to this omelette?
It's just a savoury omelette.
It's really salty, but in a great way.
The fact that everything else is sweet, so it stands out more as savoury.
You're right, and this is why it is favoured, because it hits that sweet and salty combination, a savoury egg omelette. Sometimes it's also served with fried onions and fried potatoes, but then the vermicelli noodles underneath are fragrant and sweet.
That is actually incredible, because it doesn't taste like anything I can really describe.
And for that reason, I've got no idea where it comes from.
No clue.
It's said to have originated from the Bedouin people, so nomadic desert tribes. However, now it's prepared and served as breakfast during special occasions and holidays during the month of Ramadan. So the spices for this dish were introduced by Indian merchants, but the addition of vermicelli noodles came about when this country experimented with pasta in the Middle Ages. So it's that
As
kind
we all
of...
did.
As we all did. Mike has locked in an answer. Jane, did you scribble something too?
I'm going with the Jamie tactic of say the first thing that comes into your head. So it's a new tact, people. Let's see whether it pays off.
What have you both scribbled? Let's have a look in 3, 2, 1.
Iran.
Iran.
Mike playing
Think
Jamie's
like
rules.
Jamie. Oh my gosh. That is such an indictment on your brain.
But I'm not actually thinking Iran.
Persian.
What is your problem? I am thinking Persian, yes.
Yeah, could you think the first thing? You might as well not give any clues because he goes, guesses it, and then he's right.
So what's the problem with the way I play the game?
You're not thinking enough. It should be more complex.
No, but you make it complex and then you lose.
Well, following Jamie's, you've both got the same answer, and you are both 622 miles away. This is United Arab Emirates. It is a dish called balalit. Either way, you're both 622 miles away, so you both get a point. That means Jamie is leading 4 points to 2.
Right, I don't care about the scoring anymore. I'm just going to try and guess what Jamie guesses. That's my new internal game within the game.
A delicious meal for pre-dawn, especially during Ramadan. It is sumptuous, it's delicious, it's sweet and savoury, it's a mixture of textures, it's absolutely loved, and we are ready for round 4. Absolutely all still to play for. If Mike can get this spot on, lift the cloche.
Smells awfully. It smells irony. It smells like liver.
It is not liver. The shape of it should give it away.
It's the other one, kidney.
They are kidneys.
Oh, yes.
Specifically that shape and subtle flavour, they're lamb's kidneys.
Such a strong... Mustard.
It's mustard.
Mustard, vinegar, a little bit of cayenne. It's kind of a rich, spicy sauce.
Oh, it's really nice.
that
really
goes
good.
around offal, but specifically kidneys.
I think I'm in particular unfamiliar with the texture, which is really, really tender, but quite a bouncy bite. As I was chewing it, I had to get my head around that. But actually, and not let that take away from how good it tasted, and actually that the texture is really pleasant. It was just a bit, this tastes like it could go somewhere. I'm not prepared.
I didn't expect for it to have such a different flavour. I was expecting to taste the kidneyness.
You can't.
But no, the mustard and then the spice from the cayenne.
Finished with a little bit of cream and butter at the end, so it's really rich. Some chives on top.
It tastes subtly of the lamb that comes through, less than the irony sort of offally taste that I would associate with kidneys. Charles? How's your Greek toast?
Yeah, for sure, organ meat can have that quite stronger flavour. But if you're using organ meat from younger animals like lambs, then actually it's pretty delicious.
That's really good. That's the one that's surprised me the most.
Yeah, really, I would say an unusual combination of flavours.
Yeah, I think we're all familiar with them, but I'm just not Not necessarily in that combination, particularly with kidneys.
So lots of different people will have their own versions on the sauce, but key ingredients will be mustard, vinegar, cayenne pepper, sometimes some fruit jelly to have a little bit of sweetness, sometimes some Worcestershire sauce, but also finish with that cream and butter. Classic breakfast item, although in this country you might also see it for lunch or as an appetizer as well.
And it's called?
So it stems from a philosophy of cooking, cuisine de nez à la queue, a celebration of nose to tail.
So Jamie's writing down France, I've got France. I think we're all set. It was
First appeared in cookbooks around 1850 from this country.
Is it specific to a region within said country or unsaid country?
Like all dishes, they will stem from somewhere, but it's more of a national celebration. And perhaps in this country, even though it's nose to tail, or cuisine nez à la queue, it is the higher end, the higher classes that would enjoy kidneys on toast for breakfast. It's such a popular dish that it's been known to be the cover shot of a couple of cookbooks from this country, because it is loved and celebrated so much. So out of an entire cookbook, this is the one that actually is the cover shot of a couple of different cookbooks. How confident we're feeling?
I've gone back to playing the game as Mike, so not confident at all. My answer's wrong.
In that case, let's have a look. 3, 2, 1.
Algeria.
France.
And he will get a direct hit, and I will not, and I still didn't learn my lesson.
Why Algeria? I think we know why France. Why Algeria?
So obviously all the French influence, but the language and then actually the lamb kidney led me to the French-speaking parts of North Africa.
It was really hard to look past France, Ebbers, because of the offally nature. The nose to tail element, I think, is a big thing we've learned about in French cuisine. Mustard. Oh, come on.
Moutarde.
Yeah. Talk of chefs. They love cuisine.
What? This is it! This is what I'm losing to! I'm such an idiot!
Boys, I can reveal that one of you is 1,906 miles away and one of you is 678 miles away. This dish
Senegal.
is a popular breakfast slightly closer to home in the UK.
What? What?
Devilled kidneys, the phrase to devil something. Popular in Victorian times, gentlemen's clubs. Up there with kedgeree as incredibly popular. Been
When?
celebrated by chefs Rick Stein, Hairy Bikers, Marco Pierre White, who cooked it for his ITV series.
He's French.
And Fergus Henderson, St John's Restaurant, does a lot of nose-to-tail cooking. He said it was the best recipe ever.
Before we tasted it, I had Ireland in my head. And it was only after we tasted it with that strong flavour.
Those strong flavours of Worcestershire
Never
sauce
had this.
Yeah.
and mustard, which
Yeah.
you get in Norfolk. It's probably more a slice of history, but I think interestingly, it's a breakfast dish like kedgeree that we're seeing more on pubs and gastropubs and restaurants as appetizers and lunch courses, more so than breakfast now.
Kidneys on toast. It is a thing.
Yeah, I know.
It is a thing. Kidneys on toast.
And
I've just
devilled
never
is
had
literally
it.
the term given to a really hot, spicy, fiery sauce, which comes from cayenne, mustard, vinegar, and Worcestershire sauce. It does mean
Yeah.
that Jamie takes a point and wins this game 5 points to 2. Congratulations.
I'm glad you were here though, mate, because we had a nice time.
Did we?
Didn't we?
I had some nice food.
Yep. Look what happened when you started thinking like Mike again.
4 breakfasts, all very nice, but which one was nicest to you? Comment down below which was your favourite, and if there are other global breakfasts we should be exploring, we would love to hear about those too.
I can't live my life saying, think like Jamie.